Americans of Reddit, what places in America should foreigners avoid at all cost? Don't hike into the wilderness of Colorado, especially 14ers, without knowing wilderness survival and responsibilities. Tourists die on our mountains and in Rocky Mountain National Park all the time. Do your research. Altitude is no joke. Not American, but as a visitor trying to travel on the cheap, I made the mistake of booking a Greyhound bus ride. There's a reason why it was cheap, lol. Death Valley in the summer, especially if you consider yourself a strong hiker, and live in a cooler climate. It has that name for a reason. The hot springs in Yellowstone are not hot tubs, do not swim in them. Anywhere with a rainforest cafe and a wax museum on the same street is a tourist trap. Edit. I love how many people keep guessing what city I'm talking about and no guess has been the same. Avoid going to one location thinking another location across the country is a short trip. If you're in a national park, listen to what the caution signs say and don't venture off of paths. One is because of wildlife and the other is because humans don't need to ruin everything in nature, just to get a photo. Also, don't fall into the Grand Canyon. You will die. Steaming acidic hot springs in Yellowstone. The Kensington area of North Philadelphia. Don't. Just don't. Pueblo, Colorado. Right now. Vermont. We should really have a thread asking Americans where non-Americans should visit. Americans generally travel within the US, so we know the best places to go. Anywhere south in the summertime. It's too fucking hot. The deserts of the Southwest, unless you're prepared for it and understand the dangers of that environment. It isn't uncommon for us to get folks from Europe, typically Germany for some reason, who decide to go hiking at the worst times of the day without enough water. Some of them die. It's really easy to get dehydrated and possibly die even in safe areas, and the danger can sneak up on you. End number X200B. Edit *. Hey, wow, I didn't expect this comment to blow up. Let it be said here that I love and welcome our overseas tourists. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate the opportunity to recommend restaurants and local sites because I get to see my home through new eyes. I'm very much a hospitality-focused person, and can really geek out when I'm asked for advice by an out-of-towner. Edit *. No, seriously, I like Germans. I've had a couple of close German friends, and have family living full-time in Germany at present. They're neat people. No, I have no idea why they hike around in the desert like that do. Avoid large chain restaurants. The best food in America comes from small owner-operated businesses. What cheap food would you still eat no matter how rich you got? I swear I'm about to go shopping and take this entire thread with me. All of this sounds delicious. Baked potato. Taquitos. Grilled cheese and tomato soup. One being ramen. The second is ever so slightly browned buttered toast with cinnamon sugar. They don't really work together, but they are go-tos. Edit. I've only ever done the instant ramen. On the bucket list to try out some authentic style, but local shops always seem to have odd hours and are few and far between to be found. Might have to attempt to use a home recipe and try out, but I'll admit I'm just about skilled enough to burn water. Toast I haven't screwed up yet, and to this day is the feeling good feeling low, or hungover go-to. BTW, thanks to all that replied and given awards. Never figured one post would gain that kind of traction. Corn dogs. I would never eat 4 hot dogs in one sitting. Unless of course they were covered in deep-fried cornbread. Edit. Got an update for this at 11 p.m. and am currently having a late-night corn dog. Macaroni cheese. Rice and beans. Peanut butter and jelly. Fast food burgers just hit different than gourmet ones. Both delicious, but not always in the mood for gourmet. Tacos. Instant noodles. Pizza. You will have to pry it from my cold dead hands. Buttered bagels. Doesn't matter what kind of bagel, cause they're all delicious. Rice. As an American, this food is so often overlooked. Men who lives alone and then had a woman move into your place. What are some examples of a woman's touch that she added? So many blankets everywhere. She made a raised flower bed in my backyard and planted a nice little vegetable garden. I've always liked cacti and succulents, probably because they were satisfying to have and easy to keep alive. Enter my girlfriend who is obsessed with plants. I don't live with her, but since getting together, all of a sudden I have multiple non-succulent plants I never planned on getting. Apparently I am supposed to have pictures of my loved ones in my house. Who knew? My house is plain as fuck. My ex had it looking like a home. Decor / rugs / wall hangings etc etc. It was 10x better. She took it all when she left and I never got around to trying it out myself. I should though. It really looked so much better. Worked on a ship when a female cook steward started working there, before the crew were all male. Within a couple of days the mess and galley were transformed. Tablecloths, curtains, coasters, it was really all new. The galley became a water cooler kind of place where you always could go to have a chat and get a snack. The galley always smelled of cooking and she was listening to her radio. It was a real game changer from the former grumpy guy and sterile setting. Our skipper loved it. She replaced my cardboard box with an end table. Unnecessarily. I came home once from work. Shed made an awesome dinner. Put cut up strawberries in the salad. Strawberries, guys. It was game over. Been married 9 years now and she's still doing everything on a strawberries in the salad level. Sanrio. I thought it was just that kitty. It's a whole zoo. Plants and pots everywhere. Before my wife moved in, girlfriend at that time, I lived with a friend and our flat looked pretty bad, more like a university student flat than anything else. Zero decorations, old furniture from the landlord, horrible cream color walls, etc. Since we were always at work and barely home, it was not a problem for us. Living abroad, I always considered it a temporary place and didn't have much attachment to it, so didn't want to spend time and money to improve the space. Once she moved in, we slowly started making it into a real home. We painted the walls, bought furniture, plants, hung some photos, bought a cat etc. It made such a huge difference and improved our quality of life tbh. The million shampoo bottles and all the seasonings. I couldn't keep my motorcycle in the living room or my tools and parts in the kitchen cabinets anymore. Update, I tried to find a pic of my Yamaha XT500 in my apartment, but I couldn't right now. Pictures, curtains, cushions. Little tables to put your drinks on. Coasters. So much stuff, bless her. Tiny ankle socks everywhere. We broke up 7 years ago, and I still occasionally find one in some forgotten corner of the house. *edit to add, for those saying I haven't deep cleaned, some explanation. After she moved out, I gave away or sold most of my things to get a fresh start, and I realized I only need about half the house. The bedrooms and family room in the basement are basically just storage that I literally might go into twice a year, and I haven't been into one of the bedrooms in about 3 years. For the rooms I do go into, I'll sometimes come across these tiny socks mistakenly got thrown into a tote with something I'm actually after.